settings. So the very first thing is the switch boot sequence. It is followed when you switch on a switch. Before going that, I'd like to discuss what a switch is. So a switch is an intermediary device. It's not an end device. So we have the traffic generator devices like PCs that generate the traffic, and then there are intermediary devices that forward those traffic into the network. So those devices are switches as well as routers. Switch could be a layer 2 switch as well as a layer 3 switch, these layers I'm talking about the OSI model. So if you have attended 155, you know that there are two models. One is TCP model, one is OSI model. OSI model has 7 layers. It encompasses of physical data link, network, transport, presentation, session, and application layer. So the devices such as routers and switches, they work on data link layer as well as network layer. So the switches that work on data link layer are called layer 2 switches, and some switches also can be worked can portray some similar functionality of routers on layer 3, so they are called layer 3 switches. But for this one, we'll be focusing more on layer 2 switches. Yeah, as I was saying, so we have three types of resources in a network. One is the end devices, which generate or which takes the data, and then there are intermediary devices which forwards that data, and then the third one is the medium, in which is the communication medium. So it might be optical cable, straight through cable, crossover cable. You might have studied about this in the CE 155, so it is same. The switches and the routers play a key role of forwarding all the network traffic data in the network. And yeah, so when you power on a switch, a switch is having a similar hardware as of computer. Your computer has a CPU, has a RAM, has a hard disk. Similar to that, a switch also has a hard drive, which is called a non-volatile flash memory. It also have an operating system, which is called iOS. We'll discuss about that. And it has a RAM and a ROM as well. So a switch is nothing, it's just the same piece of hardware that your computer is, but it has some different functionality. So when you press this button on for a switch, what happens is that it follows a boot sequence. When a Cisco switch is powered on, it goes through these 5 steps as listed. So the very first step is that it performs the power on self test. It's a program that's stored on the ROM. A ROM is a memory which is always there. So post program is written on the ROM memory. So when you power on a switch, the first thing that it does is it loads this post program. And what does this do? It ensures that all the available network that is and the associated hardware, so for like CPU registers, the RAM, the flash, that all are in place, and then all are in correct